Happy New Year, everyone. As we've reached the end of 2023 and come to the start of 2024, it is customary for people to set out resolutions for the new year. Things like spending less time on social media, working out more, eating healthier, all of which, by the way, could qualify for my New Year's goals. But beyond this, I want to talk a little bit about the goals that we set for ourselves. This concept is based off of the Danish philosopher Kierkegaard. But I recently realized that rather than asking or hoping for specific goals in the future, what we should be focused on is believing in ourselves, trying to work at believing in ourselves, believing in yourself. Because once you believe in yourself, then you can really start moving towards accomplishing or reaching your goals. Because when we think about New Year's resolutions, these are things that we want to do, that we desire to do, not things that we must do or that we have to do. And we can get into what's the real difference between must and want, or must and desire. But again, these are things that you have to will yourself to do. You always have a choice not to do it. You always have a choice at any point that you're doing something to quit. And so you need some kind of internal motivation, some kind of internal flame to remind you or to motivate you to carry on, to push on through the journey of accomplishing that act. Because it will be a long road. That's not words of wisdom, right? It's taking on a new challenge is difficult. It requires work. It's not going to be an easy path. That's not, I'm not the first person to say that. I'm probably not the, 10th billion person to say that. But your success will always come imperfectly. It's worth saying that again. Your success will always come imperfectly. And, for the sake of time, I won't say a lot more on this because there's a lot more to say. And I'll discuss it at another point, but not now. Later, I promise, but not now. But here's the key, in my opinion. To me, in order to believe in yourself, two things must happen. One, you must believe in the pursuit of imperfection. That means giving up the pursuit of perfection and embracing oneself, embracing yourself as an imperfection, as an imperfect being. Number two, it's believing in something external, believing that something beyond you creates the possibility that everything is possible, or through them, everything is possible. Well, now, for me, that's God. For me, it's through God I believe that everything is possible. But even non-theistically, you may believe that everything is possible as a metaphysical truth, and that's really important. But going back to the first, and the need to free yourself or oneself from the chains of perfection. Now, it is true that perfection prevents us from failing, no doubt, right? But because of that very fact, I argue, perfection prevents us from succeeding or even attempting our goals. Because in no way, shape, or form, in the literal meaning, does perfection exist. We as humans, as mortals, will never have the capacity to eliminate, to get rid of the possibility of failure or failure more generally. Right? We don't have the tools, capabilities to eliminate failure. That kind of control is not up to us. And so, because it does not exist for us, if one waits before trying to obtain a certain goal or desired goal, to get rid of or to achieve perfection, to get rid of any chance of failure, they will never try at their goal. They will never try because they'll be waiting forever. And thus, they'll never succeed. They'll never succeed. And I know this seems like a trivial concept, but it's worth reminding us because there's degrees to this. We're waiting for the perfect chance, the perfect opportunity to do something, and those don't exist. So thus, in order to reach one's goals, one must get rid of this idea of perfection and instead embrace imperfection. However, to proceed, this is tough, right? Because to proceed with the consciousness or to proceed with imperfection, to attempt something with the consciousness of imperfection necessitates logical uncertainty. We do not know for certain uh, if this thing will happen or not, or if we will succeed or not. So either, and there's two possibilities. One, you could either, and again, these are things that you desire, right? So proceeding with imperfections toward a desired goal. Now, on the one hand, you could be unconscious of it and you could think blindly or incorrectly that you have perfection, you have achieved perfection, you have reached perfection, and you attempt a goal that way, convincing yourself that you've achieved perfection. Now, in my opinion, you'll start doing that, but very quickly realize that you have not achieved perfection. And, as the famous Mike Tyson quote goes, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. You're never completely ready. You're not. Or as I said, you can proceed consciously with its imperfection. Proceed toward a goal or desired result with the knowledge of your imperfection. Now, this is tough, right? Proceeding with the knowledge that you do not have all the tools or all the equipment or all the skills even necessary to achieve the desired result. This is tough. This is a difficult task. It's a certain leap of faith, right? To believe in yourself that you can do something even if you don't have all the tools, right? It requires a certain leap of faith to say, even if I'm, don't have all the tools required to run a marathon or go up to running 10K a day or exercising more, or eating better, because there's all of these things around me and I crave sweets and I'm a sweet tooth and I love my oatmeal raisin cookies and my apple pie and whatever, chocolate. You love that stuff. So it's tough, right? It's tough to say, okay, I'm going to cut out sugar because you have a lot of things against you and you probably will fail at some point. So it takes a lot with the conscious knowledge, the foreknowledge that all those things could happen, that you could fail, that you could trip up, all these obstacles in your way, to say, you know what? I'm going to believe in myself anyway. Even though I know I don't have all the perfect tools to keep going. That requires a certain leap of faith. It's tough, but to me, in order to make that leap of faith, in order to believe in your imperfections, which also entails acting in that way, not just from saying you do it, but acting in that way, you need to believe that everything is possible, not for you. You don't need to believe that everything is possible for you. No. But that grounded in something external or something else. Grounded in something external is the belief that everything is possible. I'll say that again because I minced words. That grounded in something external is the belief that you have that everything is possible through them. Because you must be able to believe that someone else or something else, whatever it is, can make your imperfect path work, or make your imperfect path perfect in a way. In its own way, right? We're talking about when I say make your imperfect path perfect in its own way. We are so far from perfection that we don't really have a conception of what perfection really is. But you have to believe that that perfect being, or through that thing through which all things are possible because they are perfect, that they can make your imperfect self, that path, perfect. You have to believe that. And so for me, right, that belief is the belief in God, that through Him all things are possible, and that He can make it, life, or whatever situation work, even for my, or in spite, or even for my imperfect self, and in a sense, inadequate self. But obviously, to believe in yourself, your imperfect self requires work. And as I said, it's not easy. And it requires constant reminder and devotion to both yourself and that external thing. So I won't say anymore. I'll just say that my New Year's resolution. So I have spoke kind of jumbly, but my New Year's resolution is to try to remember more to believe in my imperfect self and hold on to that belief, which will hopefully I say, because it will, right, if we truly believe in ourselves and our imperfect selves. But hopefully help me, you, and everyone else with a good heart to reach and pursue our goals, our New Year's resolutions, even if in what we think is an imperfect way, but really in a perfect way. Thank you for listening. If you like this content, please consider subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys very soon. Thank you. Take care.